It's crazy to say that it's been almost a year ago since I made one of the scariest decisions for myself, and that was to go part time at Amazon. And honestly, I think going part time at Amazon has done me good because I'm slowly starting to reconnect with myself. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Vianney. I like to go by V. I'm in my 30s trying to figure out my life after years of being in survival mode. And if you've been feeling lost, feel like you're behind in life, or just trying to figure yourself out in your 20s, in your 30s, maybe this space is for you. And in my last video, we talked about whether we can start or whether life can really begin in our 30s. And my answer was yes, of course you can. I don't know why you can't. But today, this video is what actually started changing after my life slowed down. When I was full time at Amazon, I gave Amazon my everything. If managers asked me to stay longer, I'd stay. I worked overtime. I launched warehouses for Amazon. I even unloaded trailers for 10 hours straight for years. I guess you guys can say I was that hustle girl. I don't know if it's the Mexican mentality that I was raised with, but I genuinely thought that hard work alone will change my life. And yes, I do agree that working hard does get you somewhere. But after a couple years of trying to move up and constantly getting overlooked, but something in me started breaking. I started realizing that no matter how hard I worked, I was still stuck in the same place. And I don't know if that was because of some managers that didn't want me to move up, or because they didn't think I was a good fit. But either way, I was still stuck as a regular associate. And slowly, I started to become numb. My life at one point was pretty much work, sleep, repeat. And like I've said in multiple times in my videos, I'd come home exhausted, mentally drained, and just honestly emotionally disconnected. All I wanted to do was just sleep. And honestly, what makes me really sad is that I neglected everything about myself. Even in some aspects now, I neglect some part of it. My health, my sleep, my appearance, my confidence, my femininity, and worse, my dreams. Now when I look back, I think I had lost myself way before I even started working at Amazon. But working there full time, I feel it's what made it worse. And it makes me sad to admit this, but it's been a while that I've lost myself. I stopped dressing up. I stopped wearing makeup. I even stopped going out. And at one point, even now, I live off of sweatpants and leggings. That when I do wear jeans, it feels really uncomfortable, and it makes me really sad because I should be wanting to dress up, even if it's just to go to work, because if I feel confident, why not wear it? But it just makes me sad that I've gotten to a point where a basic cute tank top with jeans makes me feel uncomfortable. And that makes me sad because deep down, I knew that wasn't really me. What made me realize that survival mode wasn't enough wasn't me just getting older. It was realizing that I was working so hard to just barely survive. I am living paycheck to paycheck. I have no energy, or I had no energy. I had no peace, and just overall no excitement for my life anymore. And some days when I'm feeling low, I can't help but look around the warehouse and see people that have accepted that this is gonna be their whole life. Because some of them, that's all they've ever known. And honestly, I'm not bashing it. I'm not bashing anybody, because there is nothing wrong with having an honest job. That I understand, because I myself are in that position right now. I'll always be, and I'm really grateful to have this job. But deep down, I know, and I knew I wanted something more for myself. There had to be something more for myself and for everybody else that has dreams and ambitions. Not because I think I'm better than anybody, because I'm not. And I'm not saying nothing about people working in warehouse because I'm including myself in this, but because I knew I wasn't gonna grow anymore. And that is something that scares me the most, because I want to grow in here and in here. After going part-time at Amazon, my brain became quieter. For the first time in years, I had space to think. Instead of constantly worrying about money and work, I started thinking about my future. I started reading again. I've been listening to podcasts. I've been learning about business, YouTube, entrepreneurship, and I started thinking about maybe going back to school. And I began asking myself what kind of life I want for the next 10 years. And honestly, that question changed everything. I think the biggest thing I'm realizing now is that nobody is coming to save me. That's not sad. If anything, it's empowering. I can't say that word. Because for years, I kept saying, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna work on myself, I'm gonna start, but nothing actually changed. And watching old videos of myself saying the exact same things years ago, honestly, it did make me emotional. Not angry, not embarrassed, just sad. Because I realized just how much time I spent waiting for my life to magically change instead of actually changing it myself. And this is very nerve-wracking to say, especially online, like I've said before, but this is the first time in my life where I feel like I'm finally taking accountability. And to be honest, girlies, still don't fully know who I am, but know that I'm changing. And honestly, this new version of me feels awkward at times. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I'm in the in-between versions of myself. Because I no longer can relate to my old self anymore, but I'm also still getting to know this new version of Vienna. And for the first time in a long time, I I feel hopeful. I feel softer, more present, more connected to myself. And I think slowing down gave me a chance to finally hear my own voice. And as an eldest daughter in a Mexican household, choosing myself, like I said, has felt very uncomfortable. And I think some of you girls can relate to me, but a lot of us grow up putting everybody else first for such a long time that eventually we stop knowing who we are outside of helping everybody else. And slowing down, honestly, has forced me to finally sit with myself and to ask, what is it that I like? What do I want? And who am I without everybody's expectations? And trust me, it has been a roller coaster and it does feel weird, but something about it is also freeing. Going part-time hasn't saved my life, but it has given me space enough where I'm reconnecting with myself. And honestly, that's changing everything. Of course, I'm still trying to figure life out. I'm still growing, but I'm also still healing. And I feel for the first time in more than a decade, I finally feel like I'm becoming the woman I always told myself I was wanted to be. Even if it's slowly, awkwardly, and imperfectly, but I feel this time it's genuine. And if you're also trying to rebuild your life or start over anywhere in your life right now, I hope this video reminds you that it's okay to slow down and choose yourself as well. And this is all I have for you, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. And I really hope you liked this video, and I'm sorry that it took me forever to upload this video. Like I said before in my short, my old laptop, it served its purpose and it broke down on me, so I had to buy a new one. So I apologize. Excited because I feel this time I'm gonna start making more content now that I have a better computer. Thank you for you guys being here. If you'd like, I would appreciate if you guys subscribed, commented, and joined this channel. And maybe we can figure life out in real time. But for now, this is all I have. And I'll see you girls in another video soon. Bye.